Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Fit Pro VR. This is my first ever live stream using StreamYard. So if I'm doing something and if you can't hear me or if I'm doing something wrong, please let me know in the comments and I will be happy to fix it. Um, since I know I am a smaller channel and I know there's not going to be a lot of people on this stream, first I want to welcome you to Fit Pro VR. If you've never seen my channel before, it is a channel about virtual reality fitness. So, what I do is I review and I give tips and nutrition tips and fitness tips regarding all things virtual reality fitness. And if you don't know who I am a fitness professional. I own a gym in Philadelphia. I have a master's degree in applied exercise science. I have too many certifications to list right now, and but none of that matters because if I can't deliver on any of that, then that's no use to you. So if you are in the stream, go ahead and drop me a comment or a like or something. Again, this is the first time I've ever used StreamYard, so I could be doing this all wrong. And if you can't hear me, let me know as well. Let's see. Nope, I'm good. Okay, so basically today what I'm going to be talking about is different hello cha cha boom, how's it going? You are my first commenter and you're my first guest on the podcast or the podcast. Oh, great. On the live stream. Hi Jess. And I'm going to bring a good friend of mine Jess on a little bit later, but you have, since you're my first one here, have earned a an Oculus Key of your choosing. So I have quite a list of different Oculus games that you can choose from. You can have Xvariance Golf, which is the 18-hole golf game. It's like a golf simulator. I have Audio Trip, I have Beat Saber, I have O-Shape, and I have Synth Riders. So take your pick. It is yours. And thank you for joining me on the stream today. So just let me know which one you want and then I can get you on either Twitter or email or something like that, and I can send it to you. Just let me know in the comments which one you want, and it is all yours. So yeah, basically how today is looking is I am going to be talking different VR fitness stuff with you, and then a little bit later I'm going to bring on my good friend Jess, who is someone I went to college with. She's a She has her master's in applied exercise science, I believe. She has certifications in personal training, and she also has it in nutrition. And she has a channel on YouTube called Lean Ladies Coaching, and we're going to talk all about that. You got it, Cha Cha Boom. Do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Twitter I can get to you with? If you do, just let me know what the handle is, or you can just message me on Twitter and I'll send it to you. I can't put it in the chat or else like someone could grab it, and I don't want that to happen. So if you have Twitter, my handle on Twitter is at FitProVR, and you can just message me there and I'll send you the key over right away. Let me make a note here to make sure that one of these is claimed. Cha-cha. Awesome. So that one is claimed. Beautiful. Email. Yeah, you can send me your email. If you look, actually, you know what? Do me a favor. Go in, if you go into my about section, or Twitter. Twitter would actually be better for me. So sorry, I'm getting chats on a delay. So if I'm like responding to them a little bit later than usual, this sends me chats on a little bit of a delay. So yeah, Cha Cha Boom was my first commenter, my first viewer today. So she has earned the key to Beat Saber. I'm sending Cha Cha Boom a copy of Beat Saber via Twitter. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today was fitness and nutrition. And earlier this week, I put out a community post on my YouTube asking a couple different questions about fitness. You're very welcome. Hey, Gandalf. And I asked a couple different questions about, let me see if I can find it. I pulled it up about what you struggle with in health and fitness. Because if you're a regular to my channel, you know that we're not like just a Beat Saber or watch me play and watch me talk about things channel. It's more of an over 30 crowd. And if you're not over 30, that's fine too. You're more than welcome. We have a kids table off to the side that you can eat at. But you know that it's mostly about fitness and like how we're achieving our fitness goals through into the creative thing known as virtual reality. And in the last year or so, virtual reality has boomed significantly. What with the pandemic and my wife buying me an Oculus for Christmas. So I wanted to talk to you about why it is. Hold on, sorry, I'm trying to manage. There is one thing you need to learn about me is I can do one thing at a time. No more than one. Anything more than one, I might as well be trying to juggle. Um, so I'm trying to find that community post that I pulled up, which is what's your biggest struggle with it when it comes to health and fitness. So the biggest one on here was diet for fat loss, and then the second the most voted for is working out outside of VR, and then the third one was diet in general, because not everybody is trying to lose weight. It's not like a thing that everyone's trying to do, which is totally fine. Some of you said getting bored too easy, which I totally understand that, and then self acceptance. So one of the things I wanted to start with was working out outside of VR and how you can use VR to supplement some of the things that you should be doing. Now, in the comments, let me know what it is you already do to work out that's outside of virtual reality. I know we're all doing it. Like if you're here watching, it's probably because you play virtual reality and you use that as a source of fitness. But let me know in the comments or in the chat what you use to work out. Do you treadmill? Do you bike? Something like that. And basically there's a few things that you should be doing, and then there's a few things that people think they should be doing, but honestly it's more of just like a trend. Or see, the problem is when you get on Instagram and you get on YouTube and you're being preached to by a lot of different people who have an exorbitant amount of time in their day to work out. Okay, so for example, when you follow fitness people on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, is you're going to see them basically cut from wood at all times, because this is the career they have. This is what they do for a living, is they stay fit for a living. And these are the same kind of people that have had abs since they were in sixth grade, and they can eat. They know how to diet for themselves. Stationary bike, yoga, P90X. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, so that's a good one. Dumbbells, step machine, glute exercises, squats. Awesome. So it looks like you guys have some great alternative resources outside of VR, which is perfect. But what I was getting at is that you're going to see a lot on fitness things, and I'm pretty anti-fitness when it comes to like social media. And when I bring on Jess, we're going to talk a little bit about that too, and why a lot of what people say on social media is complete and utter bullshit, and you really have to take a step back and look at what the source is and things like that. But where I'm going with this is what you can do besides VR fitness. So when we look at VR fitness, we're looking at like cardio. 9 times out of 10, you're doing cardio, and that's about it. If you're a member of like Supernatural, or if you're on the Supernatural page, you have to remember that they are selling you things. They are trying to get you to stay in their environment. They want you in this supernatural environment, and they want you to think that supernatural is going to have you gaining muscle and losing weight and all this stuff, which, I mean, it's a supplement for it, but it's not going to replace any of this stuff. If you could grab a pair of dumbbells and a written program, you're going to get a lot more out of it than just playing, waving your arms like you're getting attacked by bees, which is what a lot of people look like when they're playing Supernatural. So um another thing I wanted to mention was that as long as you're doing some sort of strength training outside of whatever it is you're supplementing cardio for, you're pretty good to go. Okay, so I'm a big proponent of strength training, and that looks very different for a lot of different people. So strength training could be like grabbing a bar. Is my barbell here? Yeah, grabbing a barbell and doing squat, bench, deadlift once a week. I run a 5-3-1 program, which is a type of strength program where you lift once per week in that category. So like my 5-3-1 is bench, deadlift, and squat. And then what I do is I bench on Mondays, and then I do all of the extra bench stuff. Like I do like different types of chest and tricep exercises on that Monday. And then I don't train it again until the following Monday, because I don't. Oh, I still have you as Beat Saber. Thank you, please. See, I'm still trying to learn how to use this thing. So like that's how I do it, but there's like all sorts of different strength plans you can do. One of the biggest things you shouldn't do though is when you're doing like some kind of supplementary strength training is just kind of like guess what to do. So pick up a pair of dumbbells and say, okay, I'll do curls, I guess, and I guess I'll just do some tricep presses, I guess. If you don't have like a set program or some kind of what we call progressive overload, which is where you're taking your numbers, okay, like let's use a squat for example. I can squat, fill in the blank, 100 pounds. We'll just use that as an easy number to divide with. Okay, I can squat 100 pounds. You're not going to just go back and squat 100 pounds every single time you squat. You're going to take percentages of that. And that's where it comes into like research and finding out what's the good program for you. So if you're doing some sort of strength training outside of VR, you're already ahead of the game. But if you're just doing like VR, I would recommend looking into getting like some dumbbells, a kettlebell, some sort of like maybe resistance bands or something like that. I am going to. So I've given away one key so far. I've given away a key to Beat Saber to Cha Cha Boom 5. I'm going to give away another key, but don't forget, if you're not already, please subscribe to this channel. This is the first live stream I'm doing, and it's for my 1,000 subscribers. And I really appreciate those of you who are subscribed and have gotten me to 1,000. I did not expect this channel to blow up like I did. I started as a hobby because I wasn't really like enjoying the kind of VR fitness stuff that was out there. And all of a sudden I have like subscribers. So thank you. So in the comments, let me know what has been your favorite video on my channel to watch. Hello, Rock Music. What has been your favorite video and why has it been your favorite? Okay. And whoever has the best answer, I'm going to hit you with an Oculus Key. Okay. I got lots to give away. So stick around if you don't get it this time. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to introduce my guest. Her name is Jess. She is from Lean Ladies Coaching LLC, and she is a nutritionist. She is a personal trainer, and she is one of my favorite people to follow on Instagram because we like to joke back and forth about the different kind of stupid Instagram people that are out there, and it's always fun. So I'm going to add her to the stream. And hello,
hi.
Jess.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Just in case your microphone is off.
Is my mic on? I don't think so.
Can anyone in the chat hear? I can't
hear.
Unmute. There you go.
There it is. Is it good?
I cannot hear you.
Chris, my mic's off.
I cannot hear you. Oh no, your microphone doesn't work. You have one that you could plug in.
Oh, you can hear me.
I cannot hear you. I can read your lips. That's the only reason I can tell what you're saying.
Oh, you can hear both. So I'm here screaming.
They can hear us both.
Everyone can hear me, but you are.
Hear us both. Why can't I hear you? That's odd. Uh-oh. Hold on.
I'm sorry for everyone.
So everyone can hear her.
With me yelling down the steps.
She sounds good. Well, that's good because I can't fucking hear her. Let's see here.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry for just absolutely blasting your ears. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Look, everyone's saying hi to you though. That's good. Why can't I hear you? Hold on. Oh, you know what? Let me see something real quick. Mic, audio.
Oh, that's so funny.
Mic, speaker, external headphones.
I do truly feel so bad for everyone's ears.
Oh,
good.
Okay. No, I hear you. Okay, good.
Well, it's funny because I didn't think anyone could hear me, so I screamed down the steps for Chris to come help me, and I'm sure it
Sorry about that. Okay, no, I can hear you. Everyone on the stream can, you know what it was? It was my my computer was set to, it doesn't matter. I can hear you. We're all good to go. Okay, so Jess, why don't you, I gave you a kind of an introduction to yourself, but why don't you give yourself a little introduction? Because I think you know you better than I know you. So why don't you introduce yourself real quick?
All right, so I'm Jess. I went to college for kinesiology, then got my master's in exercise science, and then I got my certified personal training certificate from NASM. And just to give you a background on, I decided I was sick of all the bull crap that Instagram has in terms of influencers and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to make an influencing account and try to help like steer people to good fitness. And then what I found from that is people want to know more about nutrition. There isn't clear-cut nutrition. So I decided to get my NASM nutrition coach cert. I got my AFPA nutrition and wellness consultant cert and decided to create a business, a virtual weight loss coaching business that focuses on personalized nutrition and fitness plans for people who don't have time. They want to lose weight, but they don't have time to do it. They don't have time to create the plans. They don't have time to wade through the bull crap that is the internet's, whatever the internet spews that day and the trends that spew that day. So that's where I came into this, I would say, weight loss, fitness, fat loss environment.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So,
No,
and
you're
that's one of
welcome.
the biggest struggles that we have for people, I think, in not only our industry, because I think people like you and I, we get it. We have a handle of what we're doing. But when you're coming at it from I work everything else and then I'm also trying to learn how to do this, that's where it becomes a struggle. And one of the things that was on my community post that I did the other day was that someone says they struggle for diet for fat. Well, actually, lots of people said they're struggling
Yeah.
to create a diet for fat loss. And do you think you could recommend like just a couple different tips? Because without right, I mean, obviously you have to kind of like measure out everything for yourself. But what are some tips that could get people started on that sort of thing?
So I have three, it's technically three and a half. One's not a nutrition thing, it's a fitness thing, but I have three main components. If you want to lose fat and not just weight, and the difference between the two is weight loss is water, it's your fat-free mass like your muscles, whereas fat-free mass, if you're losing fat loss, you're losing fat. So the best three components I can tell you is the first one, you need to be in a calorie deficient. You have to be. You can't eat like 3,000 calories, and that's just not going to work out for you. So make sure you're in a calorie deficient. Make sure that you're getting enough protein in order to preserve the muscle that you have, and so that your body doesn't get rid of that first, because it's going to try to, because muscle takes more energy than fat. And I recommend, specific numbers wise, about 1.8 grams per kilogram to 2.2 grams per kilogram of your body weight for your protein intake for that day. And then finally, the biggest one would be pick a diet, or at least a calorie deficient way of eating that you can be consistent with for majority of the every day of the week. If you go out to eat once in a while, who cares? It's not going to make or break you. But if you're finding you're only following this thing for 50% of your week, it's not going to be as effective. So those are my three components of, if you're going to pick a best diet for fat loss, that's what it is.
Absolutely. And one of the things, and I have a question here in a second, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But one of the things I wanted to, can you see that on the screen, Jess? Do you see that
I
question that
can,
came up?
yes, from
Okay,
Cha
cool.
Cha Boom. Hi, Cha Cha.
So one of the things that you mentioned was like something that's sustainable for you, because I think what a lot of times people happen for with like dieting is they think it's an all or nothing thing, where it's like I have to stay strict on, keto or intermittent fasting or whatever it is they're doing, and if they slip up once, the whole day is gone. Like I've had it to where, even I go through that sometimes, where I'm trying to like I'm counting my calorie. I'm a calorie counter, that just works for me. And I'll be counting, and then I'm like, oh, and then someone comes to visit from out of town, and I eat like, some stupid pancake breakfast that I shouldn't. And I'm like, well, fuck it. I guess I can eat whatever I want the rest of the day. When in reality, that's like the worst thing you could do. It's like you can accept the mistakes and still kind of get yourself back on track. One meal isn't gonna, kill you. It's
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. What about intermittent fasting? Let's talk about this, because we both have opinions on this. So you go first, though.
Intermittent fasting. If it works for you, fine. The thing is, it doesn't matter when you eat those calories per se in your day. It matters what calories you're eating in a day. So if you decide, hey, I'm only going to have one meal a day, but it's going to be my 1,700 calories, good luck. I mean, I don't know how you fit that in your stomach, but good luck. But I don't find a need for it. Like, I eat breakfast, I eat lunch, I eat dinner. Sometimes I eat a snack. As long as it's built into those calories that I have, why put myself through the torture of, during the end of that 16th hour, I'm starving, but I know I can't eat yet? It's just a
So for
personal
those of
thing
you
there.
who don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's basically a style of eating where you can you have a feeding window, and then you have like a fasting window. For me, it's more of like a starving window, but it's like some people, and it's if you take a 24-hour day and you divide it between, I guess, 18 hours of fasting and then 6 hours of eating. So the point of it is that your body is supposed to go into fasting mode, and then you have a smaller window to eat. Therefore, you eat less. But unfortunately, no one's ever seen me eat before because I could put away like 3,000 calories in a single meal and not blink. And I don't know who these
Really?
people are. Yo, absolutely. Are you kidding me? There's so many like high calorie foods out there that you don't even
Well, that's
realize.
true.
Like
Yeah.
if you go to like if you've ever gone to like Chili's or hopefully not, but if you've ever gone to like Olive Garden, and a lot of these places list the calories on the actual menu, and you'll see it's like you're getting a salad and it's like 2,200 calories. I'm like, are you serious? And most of it's from the salad dressing, but honestly, that's not what you're really thinking about. But for those of you who don't know what intermittent fasting is, that's what it is. It's like a feeding and fasting window. Some people do 24 hours of fasting, and then they do like it's got all sorts of different things. um However, that's what it is. For me personally, I've tried it as well. I'm not a fan. I get too dizzy by the like it's like 1 o'clock, and I got so much shit to do in the morning that I'm already dizzy by the time it's like time to eat. I don't even want to eat anymore. So I guess it's run its course by that. So Gandalf says, any recommendations for books to bolster our nutrition and diet knowledge? Now, books, um, so I don't read a lot of diet books or like nutrition books. So I'm going to hand this one off to Jess because I am not someone who like reads too much about this. It's more like stuff we learned in college, I'd say.
So if I'm going to recommend one author, it's going to be Gary Taubes. And the reason I like Gary Taubes is because for the most part, how he creates his books is he goes over hundreds of peer-reviewed journals, hundreds. Like the back of the book is literally like 100 pages of APA format of different researches, like he takes for his book. And he presents the facts, but pretty much in an unbiased way. Now, he is a very plant-based guy, and you have to be like mindful of that. But for the most part, he'll just present that, okay, this study shows that nuts do this, or this study shows that by eating more beans, this happens to your body. So I would definitely recommend anything by Gary Taubes.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I've never heard of him, and it's going on my book list after I finish this mountain of books that I say I'm going to read and then don't read.
I have that too.
So any recommendations for postmenopausal weight gain? So this is not something that I would be an expert in, but I imagine someone who has a company known as Lean Ladies Coaching may have something to contribute to this. Again, I'm posting the link for your website that you can find all the links for Jess in the chat. So if you want to, she has a YouTube channel, she has an Instagram, so go ahead and follow her. But again, yet again, I'm handing the ball off like an Eagle quarterback straight to Jess. Here we go.
So for this one, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to get specifics, but I will say that for people that are postmenopausal, generally, yes. Does their metabolism potentially lower a little bit? Yes. It's just the nature of the different hormones that you're losing because you no longer have your monthly menstrual cycle. So definitely keeping in mind, it's not as much a diet aspect, but by increasing what they call your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, you're able to raise your natural body's metabolism because it's a huge factor in how many calories you burn in a day. And examples of how you can raise your NEAT are just from walking, right? Just little things in your day that aren't your exercise. They're just basic little things. Gardening's one. You could go on a hike. You could go walk your dog. You can go park. I park all the way in the back of a parking lot as long as it's not raining to increase my NEAT. So that would be a big recommendation I have there, as well as just making sure you work on resistance training and keeping your muscle mass up, because that also is a huge factor in your metabolism, and that will help to offset that menopausal shifts.
Absolutely. And especially, I'm glad you brought up that NEAT thing because, like, I think us as, and I can't say for sure that everyone in here is an American, but like this kind of Western society that we live in, it's designed to make everything easier for everybody. And that makes, ordering food easier, getting to the store easier. I mean, we're at a point now where, we're just ordering everything online. Amazon delivers your groceries, and our NEAT is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and less people are going out and just doing day-to-day things. And I've talked about this before, and I posted your YouTube channel in the comments. So if anyone, or in the chat, so if anyone wants to follow Jess on YouTube, I highly recommend it. She has good recipes. She's got all sorts of good stuff on there. So go ahead and do that. But our NEAT, and it was, tell me again what NEAT is, non-exercise.
Size activity thermogenesis, yeah.
Yeah, I knew there was a thermogenesis in there. I wasn't sure on the top of my head. Again, like, I'm not the diet guy. I'm the lift heavy shit guy. But yeah, I definitely agree though. And that, great advice, Jess. And then Gandalf, can I give you an Oculus key? Because that was a great question about books. I don't hear enough people talk about books. So, Gandalf, here's what I got for Oculus keys. Okay, sorry, I got to do some housekeeping right now, Jess. Hold on for a
Mhm.
second. So, I have Beat Saber, Audio Trip, Experience Golf, which is like a 18-hole golf course thing. I have O Shape and I have Synth Riders. Which one would you like, my friend? If he's still here, hopefully he's still here. If you are, just let me know what you want in the chat and and I'll hit you up with it. Let's see here. Where did my next question go? Boom. How do you get into the mindset? It's too hard for me. So I'm talking to rock music right now. I'm assuming you're talking about nutrition, since that's what we're talking about. Like, how do you get in the mindset of eating? And for me personally, this is something that I struggle with. Is just like I'm either eating all the things or in a super. Oh, you don't have an Oculus. I'm sorry. Okay, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you reaching out. But one of the things I have to do to get myself in a mindset is just to like set a day that I'm gonna start. And I don't go like for a Monday or the first of the month, or that's usually too far away. It's just like, okay, tomorrow, let's do it. It's more of something like that. That works for me. So I can't necessarily say that it works for everybody. But how about you, Jess? What do you think about getting into the mindset to eat appropriately or right or just anything?
I think one of the biggest motivators is just educating yourself on how certain foods, not necessarily weight loss or fat loss, but how certain foods can really help you in your everyday life. And if you would read Gary Taubes like that, he has a lot of things of how specific foods would help you with that. And that to me is motivating. If I know I should, but I can't, I also implement a lot of follow through strategies. My favorite one being that if I'm trying to cut how many desserts I have, because I freaking love sugar. Like I love it. I'm addicted to it. What I do is, and this isn't it for me. It doesn't sound good, but it's the way I get to where I get to. I say to Chris, who's my husband, I say, Chris, if I eat a dessert before the weekend or X amount of time, I have to give you $20. And for some reason, I would rather not give him the $20 for him to use whatever. I would rather just not eat the sugar. So finding follow through strategies that work for you, even if they're not like the most inspirational of, oh, I'm doing this for my health, more of, oh, I don't want to lose this $20 every time I have a dessert. Those can tend to help. Well, they help me and they have helped other people, other clients I've had that have really struggled with just that initial getting started to build the habit.
Yeah, absolutely. And things like that, it doesn't always have to be like a negative one as well. You don't always have to like hand somebody money. It's like you can always, a lot of times when we have like a good week, I was like, I ate healthy all week and I worked out as much as I needed to this week. People have a tendency to reward themselves with food, and that's something that we shouldn't do. And it's not to say that you can't reward yourself, but it's better to reward yourself in other ways. Like for example, my wife is using Noom right now. We just had a baby like 3 months ago, and so she's using Noom to get some of the extra baby weight off. And the Noom is pretty cool. I recommend it for people. It's not for everybody, but one of the things it does is if you have like a good streak of like you stayed under your calories for the week or whatever, you treat yourself to something that is like you buy yourself a piece of clothing or you buy yourself a game or something like that, and you treat yourself outside. Yes. Who's melancholy? Is that you, Chesney? Is that you? I can't tell based on your name. I think that's you. But you buy yourself something nice for doing a good job. And instead of like, man, I killed it in that workout, I'm going to eat this fucking ice cream sundae. Like we should, that's kind of usually the opposite of how to do that things. That's like saying, man, I worked out really, really well this week. I'm not going to work out next week as a reward. So it kind of works the same way, but yeah, mindset's tough. Mindset really is tough. And another part of the mindset is realizing that you don't always need a mindset. You just need to figure out ways to shoehorn good nutrition into what your mindset already is. I'm going to steal this one because I got to recommend this one to everybody right here, which is the Lose It app. That's my favorite app to recommend to people. A lot of people like what is it? My Fitness Pal. I'm not a huge fan of that one. I like Lose It. It's a little bit more straightforward. And honestly, the free version of Lose It is better than the paid one. I bought the paid one and it really didn't add much value to it. So I recommend Lose It, LOSEIT app. But yeah, okay. Let's see here. Possible to get on track. Yeah, absolutely. That's how I am too. Sorry, I'm catching up on comments right here. Opinions for cut versus bulk. I am not a fan of cut versus bulk. Cut versus bulk is for people who are competing in athletics. It's not meant for the average person. So, like, if you are an athlete who competes in some sort of weight class based competition, like wrestling or oh man, there's like kickboxing, MMA. This is where cut and bulk is good for, and then it's also for like bodybuilders and stuff. But those are some of the unhealthiest people in the world. So I'm not a fan of cut versus bulk because it usually leaves you, it never gives you any place of stasis. You're never in just like I'm just a regular person. You're always like feeding yourself too much or starving yourself to death. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Um, let's see here. Let's go on to this next one. Savannah Faye, for those that can't work out due to physical limitations, how can you get a calorie deficiency without getting super hungry? Handoff, Eagles, quarterback.
All right. So I do want to say that for the most part, I'm going to equate this to exercise with physical limitations. Exercise helps to build muscle, but when it comes to burning calories, for the most part, it's not a big portion of how you burn your calories in a day. The biggest portions are just you being alive. Like me sitting here right now, I am burning calories, but the way your body breaks down food is another way that they burn calories. Your NEAT is another way that you burn calories just by little things that aren't exercise. When you cut your calories, you shouldn't have to cut them to super incredibly crazy low levels, like 1,200 calories. Please don't ever cut lower than that unless a doctor is supervising you. And as long as you're able to take the calories you have and feed yourself nutritious foods that your body's actually going to absorb and not the refined foods or the high in sugar foods or the high in fat foods, you can avoid becoming super hungry in the first place.
Awesome. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one, especially with the strength training part. When I do like my lifting days, I'm like ravenous afterwards, and it sucks because I know I didn't burn a whole lot of calories to feed it, but you have to do like you got to feed back your muscles that you burned a lot
Yeah.
of you did a lot of damage to. It's more about repair than anything else. I see Chesney up in here. Now, if you don't know who Chesney is she was the guest coach on Supernatural this week. Did your workout drop yet? I'm not sure yet. I haven't had a chance to look. But if for those of you who follow kind of the Supernatural workout page and stuff, she is going to be a guest coach or is already a guest coach. I thought you said the 24th, so I'm not sure. But yeah, she's definitely one to look out for. She's a beast, and I love watching. She's been part of my fitness challenge and always super positive. I see one in the UK right here. UK recommend NutriCheck for calorie counting. Okay, good to know. Not in the UK, so I had no idea. Rock music. You're doing wrestling this year. So if you wrestling is an interesting one. That's what I did. And like if you ever get to see my ears up close, make sure you wear headgear when you do wrestling, or else you have gross ears like me. So yeah, definitely definitely wear the headgear. Yay. Okay, so let's see here. What about shaking your legs? I do this when I'm tanning and a ton. Okay, I see some head nods from Jess. What do you think?
I do this all the dang time. It is so embarrassing because now like my coworkers notice it and they'll be like, "Oh, there goes one leg," and the next thing I have two legs going. Or I'll be shaking the booth if we're out to eat. I don't notice it in the table shaking because I'm going so hard. So that's a form of NEAT. I mean, that burns calories. You're moving. I mean, it's bizarre. It's a bizarre way to think about it, but you're moving your leg up and down I know for me personally, it's a really rapid rate. So you're just increasing your NEAT and you are increasing your daily calorie. You do burn at least slightly amount of more calories than if you don't do that.
Yeah, it's just kind of a little top off. Rock music. I want to drop you an Oculus Key. Here's what I got. I can see by your picture that you have an Oculus. So I have Beat Saber, O Shape, Synth Riders, Audio Trip, and X Variance Golf, which is the 18-hole golf game on App Lab. Which one of those do you want, my friend? Just let me know in the comments, and I will put your name next to it to claim it. Oh, sugar, am I? Oh no, I'm on. I thought my mic was muted. I was talking to nobody
Now we
here.
can hear you.
Okay, cool. So top two. Oh, I'm gonna take this one. Okay, my top two VR games that I like for fitness. Okay, so My favorite one for fitness is definitely Audio Trip. If you haven't played Audio Trip, I would say anything you want. I already have Beat Saber. Well, I'm not the one playing it. I got all these keys, so you pick. Okay, so for me, Audio Trip is my favorite for like fitness, and I think Audio Trip is cool because it's got a good steady state cardio. You're able to get your heart rate up and keep it up, and a lot of people think that you have to get your heart rate up and down and up and down. That's a different type of training, but I like Audio Trip for that. And then I'd say my second favorite one right now is Stride, and I just did a video of that on my YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But yeah, Stride is my other favorite fitness one right now because it doesn't feel like you're working out. It's kind of like parkour, and it's more it. Yeah, you can kind of lose track of time and do it like that. Let Jess pick. Okay, Jess, here you go.
Okay,
You get to
I'm
pick
ready.
for rock music. Does he
Okay.
does he get a golf game, that Audio Trip game I just talked about, O Shape, which is kind of like that game Hole in the, or do you remember that old game show Hole in the Wall? It's kind of like that in virtual reality. And then Synth Riders, which is kind of like a dancing fitnessy sort of game. What do you think?
Audio.
Audio
The
Trip.
one you,
Okay,
yeah,
so
you were just talking about how it's one of your top two.
okay, so okay, rock music, you're getting Audio Trip. If you don't, Mr. Mrs. Ms. I don't know, they rock music, if you can get a hold of me on Twitter, since I cannot give out like keys on the chat without them getting just taken. Just get a hold of me on Twitter. My handle is FitProVR. And if you just let me know who you are, I can get you a key that way. Or you can email me. My email is on my channel. For those of you who are here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Excuse me, just subscribe to my channel. You can also subscribe to Jess. I've posted her channel up on the chat. If you go up ahead, you can see I posted it in the chat. But yeah, since it looks like we're mostly through our nutrition questions, let me jump on to I do have an Instagram. It's here. Let me send you my Instagram right here. It's Ari underscore lifts underscore things. That's my Instagram, rock music. Just message me on there and I'll hook you up. Okay, so let me get back to what we were talking about before. Hold on. Still trying to navigate this streaming thing. And then I'm gonna hit you with one more question, Jess, and then I'm gonna let you off the hook.
Okay.
Okay. So let me go back to my thing. Um, Someone said here self-acceptance. How do you work self-acceptance in? Because we all know that, like, well, we don't all know. I won't say that, but like nutrition, obviously the numbers is part of it. But like at the end of the day, not everyone's going to look like a fitness model and not everyone's going to have chiseled abs. We have to be accepting of who we are. So how does that work in the mental aspect of this for you?
What do you, can you,
So like one of the things that somebody said with nutrition is like self-acceptance and like knowing that you're never going to look a certain way or you're never going to, because genetics plays a huge part in what we do every day. Like I always tell people, like my clients that are trying to lose weight, that you're not going to look like those CrossFit athletes or those fitness
yeah.
models. You're probably going to look more like a more fit version of your mom and dad. That's probably what you're going to look like. So if your mom and dad are super fit, you'll probably have the genetic gifts to look like that. But if you come from like a household that's a little bit heavy, like my dad is fat and my mom is not, and I look kind of like a combination of the two of them. So it's how does that play a role into like your coaching and what you do for your clients?
So one big piece in my coaching is for people to know that they're trying to make themselves healthier or better, depending on the situation, but they should love themselves now in the moment for who they are, what they look like, and everything in between. And one thing that I try to do, or at least encourage them to do, is to take the time to compliment yourself, right? Take the time. I cannot de-emphasize how much just like hey, I didn't think I was going to eat this broccoli today because I can't stand broccoli some days, and I did it and I didn't go out to eat instead. Just congratulating yourself on little things helps with that. Now, in regards to understanding, hey, I'm like, for me, I'm never going to be 5'8", like Instagram model-esque. I'm freaking
Me neither.
5'3.5" on a good day. I have to really get up there and be 5'3.5". So it's just knowing that to not compare myself on somebody else's ladder is the biggest thing, and to just compare myself with who I was and what I'm looking to gain.
I appreciate that. That's actually that's sound advice. And again, Jess, I appreciate you coming on my stream. This is my first ever live stream.
Yeah, it's fun.
I dropped Jess's YouTube channel on the chat off to the side. If you're interested in learning more about what Jess does, her last videos have been awesome. Saving time, meal prepping, weight loss, things like that. So go ahead and follow her on her YouTube, and she also has a really dope Instagram, so I definitely check her out there. But Jess, thank you so much for coming on, and have
Thanks,
a great
everyone.
rest of your day. See ya. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, and we're back. Okay, so that was awesome. I'm glad I got to talk some nutrition talk with Jess. For those of you who are just joining us, my name is Ari. This is FitPro VR. If you've been watching my channel, you know that we talk VR, we talk fitness, and when we talk a little bit everything in between. I've been checking out some of your comments. 13, 6 foot, 240. Man, when I was 13, let's see here. I'm the same height. I'm the same height I was when I was 13. And 240. That's big. That's big. Awesome. Okay. So getting back to it, I have a couple more Oculus keys. I've only given out 2 Oculus keys so far. So if you're interested in getting an Oculus Quest key, I have 2 Steam keys that I can give away. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite workout game in the comments, and I'm happy to give you a key for your troubles. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for that, I want to talk more about that poll that I put out, or that community post that I put out on my channel. And one of the things, and I'm going to put this in the chat real quick. So you guys comment your favorite fitness game and tell me why. And then let's see here in the comments, I'm going to put one of the comments that somebody made on my channel, which is, I've been consistently losing pounds and exercising VR is a blast, but there's are rare occasions when I go for a sugary drink or a meal full of carbs and fat, are occasions where I fear the house of cards will fall and I'm back to square one. Yeah, I totally understand that. And we were talking about this earlier in the stream about, like, when something goes wrong, if something goes wrong, it's like knowing that it's not the end of the world, knowing that if I went to an office party and I ate a piece of cake, it's not the end of the world, and I probably won't even gain a pound from it. Sometimes it's funny, if you're like doing really well and you're like dieting and your stuff is on track, and you eat something that you shouldn't, not to say there are foods that you shouldn't eat, but you eat something that probably wasn't part of your plan, then we have a tendency to think that, oh, I'm going to gain all the weight back. And sometimes what will actually happen is you'll get like this weird little boost in your metabolism, and you'll probably lose a pound the next day, which is really odd. And it's just, we have to realize that our bodies are super complicated, and our bodies do things that we don't always understand. Yeah, we can break it down that, 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat if we're looking at caloric deficit and all of those different things. However, your bodies have all sorts of other things going on in them, hormones and genetics and things that play a part in that, your body isn't a calculator. You're never going to get, I ate exactly 3,000 less calories than I did last week, and therefore I will lose one exact. Your body doesn't really work like that. Your body is actively fighting to keep you heavier than you want to be, or not. Again, it all depends on your genetics, because you have to remember that at the end of the day, we are just a bunch of hairless mammals running around, trying to survive. And back before we had virtual reality and we were just people living in trees and huts and things like that, your body was trying to be heavier, but your body wanted fat. But at some point, and this, I'm actually working on a video called The History of VR Fitness. There's a point where society shifted, and it was the Industrial Revolution, at least for the United States. The Industrial Revolution shifted work from like people doing active work to machines doing work. And around that time, this is when you started seeing like diabetes and heart disease and things like that happening, because like Jess was talking about, that non-exercise, what you say, active thermogenesis, where your not moving around as much throughout your day, this is where all of the bad stuff happens. So if you're not moving around throughout your day, it's just it's tough, man. Like you got to get out and walk around. Let me look at some of these answers here. Audio trip, yeah, I love audio trip. Savannah, Fit XR. Yeah, the Fit XR is a weird one. It's I don't know. It's interesting. Strongholds using Supernatural. I know Chesney's using Supernatural. You're just like a diehard Supernatural person. Um, let's see here. Savannah, Supernatural. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm working on a video to get Supernatural for people in the UK. Because basically, hi SVB. Basically, what you have to do to get Supernatural in the UK is you have to install a VPN onto your router. And it's a little tricky because if you don't have a router that supports it, you can't do it. But there's a way that you can install the VPN, which is like a private internet service. It makes your internet think you're somewhere else, and you can install it directly onto your router. And then it's tricking your router into thinking you're in the United States. So therefore, you could play Supernatural in the UK. It's kind of a mess of things to do. If you go on YouTube, you can look up how to install how to install a VPN to your router. And if you're doing that and your router supports it, you'll be able to play Supernatural in another country because they think you're in another country. So if you're really interested and you really want to try it, I would recommend doing that, installing the VPN directly to your router. Um, yeah, Supernatural's fun. Like I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with Supernatural. Is like I don't think the crew at Supernatural likes me very much because I can tend to get a little bit critical of some of the things they do. But ExpressVPN is Rock Music is saying I use PIA, private internet access. That's the VPN that I use. But again, I've never tried to install it on my router because I've never actually needed to do that before. So um, but yeah, okay. So let's see. Thrill of the fight is great exercise. Oh my god, I have a thrill of the fight video coming up, and I'm just like not looking forward to doing all of the like calculations for it because I'm doing, in the past I've done Supernatural versus FitXR, Supernatural versus Beat Saber. I'm doing, excuse me, Thrill of the Fight versus me. So I'm taking because I compete, I don't compete, but I participate in Muay Thai kickboxing. My son competes in in Muay Thai kickboxing. I used to do MMA, so I'm just doing Muay Thai because my son is, and I want him to like grow up with some kind of like combat sports background. And I've been doing Muay Thai, and I'm going to be comparing how Thrill of the Fight, as far as an exercise and a workout goes, compares to actual training at a boxing gym. So it's pretty dope. I'm looking forward to that. Um, Let's see here. Stronghold's been doing Supernatural. Awesome. Savannah, I'm going to hit you with an Oculus Key. Tell me which one you want. Here's what I got open for you. Okay. I hope you're still here. Xvariance Golf. It's like an 18-hole golf course on App Lab and SideQuest. Beat Saber. I have one more Beat Saber. I have O Shape and I have Synth Riders. Tell me which one you want. And that's for Savannah. Okay. Thrill of the Fight, but I got Stride. Stride is awesome. I love Stride. I can't say enough good things about Stride. They made a kick-ass game that like you don't even realize how much you're burning. Like it does about the same that I would do um in like a Beat Saber session. So because you're doing a lot of similar movements. Yeah, Savannah, do you want the Steam version or do you want the Oculus standalone version? I have both. I have Steam and I have Oculus. I don't know which one you use, so take your pick. Let's see here. I got another one here. I was trying to get a bit more fit. It's worth to mention that you actually have to have some space to train. Yeah, I like Thrill the Fight. Yeah, it's funny. I have knocked over many a flower vase, and I've broken some pictures playing Thrill the Fight in my house. Like I mentioned before, I'm a gym owner. You got it, Savannah. I'm gonna put you down, Savannah. If you can, hit me up on Twitter or let's see here, on Twitter or what do you call it, Instagram. Um, Give me a second. Let me make a note here, Savannah. If you could like hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, I'll send you that key that way. Just let me know what your either Instagram or Twitter handle is on here. That way it's not like someone pretending to be you. Um, let's see here. Try to do a warm up, beat Saber, and 2 fights in, throw the fight. Let's see here. I want to see this. Yeah. So yeah, I like when people combine the different games to make like their own workout. I think that's so cool. Like, I've had a lot of comments on my Beat Saber versus Supernatural video is my biggest. It's like 22,000 views. I'm still blown away, which kind of sucks because it's like the editing in it really sucks, and it's one of my earlier videos. And but I get comments for that like on a day. I get like something like 200 views a day on that. It's something bananas. And I get comments saying that people use awesome. Okay, I'll look for you or look for me on Instagram, Savannah. It's at Ari underscore lifts underscore things. Okay. That's my Instagram handle. So if you can hit me up on there, I've already made a note that I got you for what's it called? For O shape. So just hit me up on there and I'll send you the key over on there. But I really like when people combine the different games like Beat Saber. What I was getting at was a lot of people are like, well, I like both. And I'm like, I like both too. I don't subscribe to Supernatural anymore, only because it's, I only have so much time in my day. And I found that doing this channel, I have to test out so much. Like, I get so if you ever want real free, like a large amount of free games, start a YouTube channel because people just start sending you shit for free. Like, I have so many game keys just lined up that I have to play. And I mean, obviously I don't have to play them, but like people send me keys to games all the time. And I never have time to get in like a routine of playing Supernatural or FitXR or whatever on a weekly basis. But that's the cheat code. If you want free games, start a YouTube channel about VR and people just send it to you. It's bananas. But yeah, I like when people combine the different games. And my son, he's been doing a lot of yeah, I'm sure, Chelsea. I bet you do. My son has been doing a lot of VR lately. Like I limit how much my son does VR. I don't let him do multiplayer. Like I don't let him on VR chat. I don't let him on Rec Room because I've been on there myself, and it's just like it's fucking Beirut in there some days, and I don't want him to be a part of that. There was like one time he was on Facebook Horizon, and he was being really annoying, and I had to tell him, okay, they're making fun of you because you're being obnoxious. And he's like, oh. So that was kind of his first foray into being the annoying kid on on Oculus. But we had a good talk about that. Now he's not the annoying kid, or I just turn off his mic and let him think he's talking to people. Ragnarok, I got sent a key to Ragnarok, but I don't have Steam. Like, I don't have a way to play Steam games on my Oculus. I feel like I'm not sure I understand. Oh, jeez, that scared the shit out of me. It was my it was Siri. I think I pushed a button. Um, that scared the shit out of me. But no, I haven't tried Ragnarok. I've heard about it. They sent me, like, they wanted me to do a review of it, but since I don't have Steam, they didn't. I couldn't play it. But unfortunately, I hear good things. I mean, it fits my style. It's like that Viking, that Viking style. And I changed my flag. It used to be a Viking flag, but now I switched it up. It's the burn the ships flag now. Yeah, I haven't played it yet. So if it's good, let me know. I'd love to try it out. I hope they do like a standalone version of it someday. It sounds super cool. But yeah, don't worry. If you ever see me oh, and by the way, if you guys want to add me on Oculus, like if you're on Oculus, let me put my username, Bear Trapper Keeper. That's my username on Oculus. So if you guys want to add me as a friend on Oculus, go ahead and do so. I don't play a lot of multiplayer games, and if you and if you see me online playing something, it's probably my son playing. Like if you jump on with me and it's like everything is like this tall, that's definitely my son playing. Anything new you recommend for fitness? Bought an Oculus like last month. Still trying games. Bought 11 tennis yesterday. I like 11 tennis a lot. 11 tennis is fun. However, like I've noticed that there are some really good people. Like I'm not great at ping pong, and there are some really, really tough competitors in there. And there was this one time, I'll tell you the only poor experience I had with 11 was there was one guy, some Russian dude, I could tell from his accent. He was talking so much shit. And I'm like, bro, it's VR ping pong. Just chill out. And he kept trying to get me. Thanks, rock music. He kept trying to like rush my serve, and then like when it was his turn to serve, he would like go too fast, and I couldn't keep up. And like he was getting mad at me because I wasn't playing fast enough. And I'm like, bro, chill. So eventually, I just left the game. I don't care. Like I don't care about rankings or points or anything like that. So, awesome. If you guys add me, make sure you say hi to me on there as well. Um, Let's see. Dominic, have you played let's see here. Have you played Synth Riders? Have you done that yet? Tell me if you played Synth Riders before. I like Synth Riders. It's not super intense of a workout, but it's okay. I like the music on it. It's pretty cool. That cyberpunk synthwave style music is pretty cool. The only kind of music I don't really get into that they have on there is like that Caravan Palace what's it called? Electro swing sort of music. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't know. It's not my thing. Um Hey Dominic, do you have like Instagram or Twitter or something? If you want, I can drop you a key for synth writers. It just get a hold of me on Instagram or Twitter. Just let me. I'll spell it right here. Synth writers. It's like that. Okay. So look in the chat. That's the game. I'll give you a free key for it if you want it. Just let me know. And my Twitter, if you guys don't already follow me, there's not a whole lot to follow on Twitter. Is FitPro VR. Whoops, I spelled my own name wrong. FitPro VR. And then my Instagram is at Ari underscore lifts underscore things. So yeah, if you want to get a hold of me, Dominic, on there, just let me know what your handle is so I can make sure it's you and not somebody else pretending to be you, trying to get a free key. But I'm gonna put you on for that key real quick. Hold on. Synth writers, and then I'll send it over to you. Free, free, free. Thanks for jumping on the chat and asking some good questions. We had Jess earlier. Rock music, I don't have my phone. I mean, I have my phone on me, but just because I'm on my stream right now, I can't really check my messages. I'm sure I got it, but just I'll hit you up in a second though. Okay, once I'm done with this, I'm gonna stream for a few more minutes. It looks like we got like a good 8. Honestly, since this is my first stream and I don't have like a huge amount of followers. I did not expect this many people, which is really cool. So I really appreciate you guys coming on here. I have a couple more keys to give away, and then we can talk shop a little bit. Let me know in the chat what's your your non-favorite. What's your favorite non-fitness VR game, and tell me why you like it. I don't play a lot of non-fitness VR. Um, so far, my favorites have been Walking Dead, which was like the first game that I played through, and now everything kind of pales in comparison to it. And then Lies Beneath. That was another really, really good one. But in the chat, tell me your favorite non-fitness VR. And if you don't have one, tell me that too. So for keys left, I got Experience Golf, which is pretty good. Next week's video is going to be about Experience Golf. I got a Synth Riders, and I got an O-Shape, and I got a Beat Saber. So just let me know. Walking Dead. Yeah. Yeah, Demio. Okay, so people have been telling me about Demio, and so I'm not a huge board game person. And now my buddy Sean, who's pretty active on the Supernatural Facebook, he has he has been trying to get me to join Demio, but I'm not a board game kind of person, and I feel like I'm going to be a stick in the mud just because I'm not that into board games. And my sister used to play Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid, and I used to watch her play. But then one time I tried to play it, and I didn't realize that you had to be like kind of smart to play it. Like I didn't realize like you had to keep stats and keep track of things like that. And then it became less fun for me because I thought it was more just like a make shit up as you go. But again, I think D&D is like a great game for like people who are way smarter than I am and way better at keeping track. Walking Dead, yeah, I don't know. I wish there was more games like Walking Dead on there. Um, it was surprisingly good. I beat it. It took me a couple weeks to beat it too, which is great because I think that's one of my bigger complaints about the Oculus is that there's not a lot of like full length games on that. A lot of them feel like tech demos and stuff. And it's fine. I think VR right now is very nascent, and I think it's going to be. No, you shouldn't be scared to play Walking Dead. Walking Dead, in my opinion, is not that scary of a game. Smash Drum is really cool. I like Smash Drums a lot. In Death Unchained, I really like as well. So one of the things I don't get about In Death Unchained, like, is that it's that roguelite style where like you basically start a new game. It's the same game, but it's different every time. And I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. I don't know if that's just a cheap way to, like, make your game feel like it's different, or if it's really, I don't know. The jury's out because everyone keeps telling me In Death Unchained, and I have it and I've played it, but I don't really know if I like it yet. So, yeah, let me know if you guys have played In Death Unchained. I feel like once I got the crossbow, it was kind of a game changer, and um I didn't really like, it wasn't as challenging, I guess. Like, it's either not challenging or impossible to play zombies, but I like Super Hot. Super Hot was cool. I like Super Hot a lot. Um, Waves is fun in Undeath Unchained. I've done that as well. Let's see here. Who said interpretation of the tale? Hold on. Down the rabbit hole. I've never even heard of that. Okay, so I'll definitely check that out because I've never heard of it before. Again, I don't play a lot of non-fitness games on Oculus. I'm always looking to play non-fitness games on Oculus, but oh, it's nice to see you too. I don't know who you are, but it's nice to see you. Um, yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying, like, sitting here talking to you guys about the different things. Um, but yeah, what are some games I'm playing right now? My son right now is just going ham on Battle Talent, and Battle Talent is, like, pretty fun actually. And it was funny because I've played Battle Talent before. If you don't know what Battle Talent is, it's kind of like it's a wave style game where you have, like, different weapons, and, like, you have, like, a sword, and you have, like, you can, like, earn different weapons. I'm gonna get to this question in a second. But you're basically just waves of, like, skeletons and goblins and dark elves and all these different things. And it's funny because I just had this thought the other day. He was playing it. He's just like, "Oh, I just beat this," or whatever. And I was thinking to myself, when I was 6 years old. And for those of you who don't know, I'm 38. So when I was 6 years old, I was playing the regular NES because my dad got it for us for Easter or something crazy like that. And I could not believe how absolutely bananas that system was. Like, the light gun, playing Duck Hunt. I'm like, for me, that was just a game changer. And to think, like, what I would have done to be 6 years old and just, like, killing goblins and stuff in a VR headset, man, this kid's got a good life. He's got a really good life. But could you imagine if your childhood had VR in it? Like, some of you I know are still kind of younger, but I couldn't even imagine. So it took me about 5-ish months to get to 1,000 subscribers. Um, for me, if like, I don't know what your YouTube is looking like, or if that's what your goal is, I can always give you some kind of, like, tips or whatever to kind of grow to grow your Instagram, to grow your YouTube. But for me, I think because the niche that I'm in is very kind of empty, there's probably three of us in all of YouTube that focus on VR fitness. There's me, there's Viking Princess, and there's Lena Fitbody. What is I don't remember her channel name, but Lena Fitbody. Those are the three of us that kind of focus solely on fitness stuff. So for me, I think it was a lot easier to grow on YouTube. But if you're someone who is in a very oversaturated like niche, like gaming or things like that, it's going to be a lot tougher. So I can't say that, what I did is exactly what everybody should do, but I just, what I did before I started YouTube was, like, a lot of research. I watched a shit ton of videos on how to make YouTube videos, and then I kind of put it all into practice, and I get it worked out for the best. So it's looking like YouTube is it went from just being a hobby. Like, I literally did not expect anybody to follow my channel. I just wanted to do uh, I just wanted to do something for a hobby. I realized I had no hobbies whatsoever. So it worked out all right. Let's see here. But yeah, that's it took so to answer your question about 5 months. Let's see, one thing I did, I sat in White House with Obama was something. Oh, cool. I haven't heard of that. Is that like is it a YouTube video? I don't know what that is. Let me know what that is because I'd be interested in trying that. I did one that if you haven't tried that I think everyone should do. I think it's called Traveling While Black. It's on the Oculus store. It's free. And yeah, I definitely recommend that one, Traveling While Black. Um, and it took about 30 minutes to watch start to finish, but it's really, really good. And I highly recommend checking out Traveling While Black and download, like there's two versions. You can do the streaming one where the quality isn't as good. And then you can do the like where you download a lot of it and then the actual picture is really good. Take the time to download it. It's like 4 gigs and it takes a little bit to download, but it's worth watching and doing. And I definitely recommend it. Editing software, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm a school teacher, like that's my day job. So when you're a teacher, you get discounts on stuff, and like I have the entire Adobe Premiere suite. Um, what's it called? Downloaded because they give you like super steep discounts on it. But yeah, Adobe Premiere Pro. YouTube, it's a 3R, it's a 3R. YouTube 360 VR. Cool. I'm gonna check it out. I'll look for Obama in VR. I'm sure I'll get all sorts of weird shit, but yeah. Um, cool. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you subscribing, and I'm glad that I got suggested. It looks like I'm doing the right thing. Let's see here. Time Crisis in VR. You can possibly get. I've never. I remember Time Crisis in the arcade, but I don't think I've played Time Crisis in VR before. I've never even heard of it in VR. Hold on, rock music. Give me a second. What do I have you for? For audio trip? Yeah, I'll switch you over, rock music. I'm doing that right now. Okay. Boom, got you. Just make sure you're whoever your friend is subscribed to me on it on YouTube. That's all I ask. Um, but yeah, let's see. Where were some other things? Crazy Kung Fu. So I want to do a video about Crazy Kung Fu. Like I think it's really cool. I think it's like a really fun program, and it's a really there is no time crisis in VR. Wait, someone just said there was. Oh, maybe they just wish it was. Um, maybe that's what it was. But Crazy Kung Fu, I want to do it with my friend who's like he's been teaching karate for like 18 years and he's like really, really into martial arts because for me, my background is I used to do MMA. If you're really interested, you could go on YouTube. One of my fights is on YouTube. It's not great, but it's my first fight. And it he does more traditional martial arts, which I don't really do. And I wanted to do a video with him and get his expertise since I can't really like lend much to it. I didn't really do. I think I did like taekwondo when I was a kid because my mom made me do it, but I don't really have an experience in traditional stuff. It's fun. It's definitely like more of a oh, there's a big fly. It's more of like a reaction based game, which is cool, but it's I'm gonna get his personal or his professional opinion on it. Oh, I can see my light fell down. Look, my light fell down. Oh well, who cares? I'll fix it later. Um, but yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna start cutting the stream short. If there's anyone in here who did not get a an Oculus key, let me know because here's what I have left. I have two Experience golf keys, an audio trip key, an O-shape key, and a synth writer's key. So if you didn't get a key and you're in this stream right now, let me know and I'll get you one of those keys. Just let me know which one you want. First come, first serve. And oh, thanks, rock music. I appreciate it. You know what? And I really couldn't grow my channel if I didn't have folks like you helping me by subscribing and just like sharing my videos and stuff like that. So I really appreciate everything that you guys do for me. And I appreciate you getting me to above um what's it called? Above 1,000 subscribers. That's pretty cool because like I'm monetized too, so YouTube's like paying me. Let's see. You showed recently games for meditation as a side quest. Is there a plan to search for fit? Yes. Okay. So one of the games or one of the videos I have planned in the coming weeks is going to be a side quest fitness game video. I'm actually in. I got you, homie. Um, I'll give you the which one do you want? Synth Riders or Audio Trip? Let me know. Um, but and then Rusty, I'll get you for Synth Riders. Actually, so I'll give you Audio Trip. I'll mess up all your names. Ilarian, I'm gonna give you. Let's see. Hold on, 1 second. I'm gonna give. I have no Beat Saber key. I ran out of Beat Saber. Hold on. Rusty, I'm gonna give you Synth Riders. Now, Rusty, do me a favor. Either get at me on Instagram or Twitter, and I'm going to where are you? Hold on. Sorry, Rusty. Sorry, I can only do like two things at once. I can barely do two things at once. Rusty, I'm gonna give you the Synth Riders key, but if you can tell me your Instagram or Twitter handle. That way I know it's you and I'm actually sending it to you. And then Alarian, same thing for you. Follow my Twitter on hold on. Follow my Twitter audio trip. Valerian. Follow my Twitter or my Instagram. Twitter is at FitProVR. Instagram is at RE_lifts_things. And I will hook you guys up. Here's what I have left. Okay, Stronghold. Let me tell you what I have left. I have 2 Experience Golf games. So it's that 18 hole golf game. And then I have an O shape. That's what I have left. Okay. So if you want any of those, let me know. And then I'll get you on that. Okay. But I don't have Audio Trip anymore. Those are spoken for. Yep. Beat Saber's gone. I have the 2 golf keys and then I have O shape either on Steam or on, thank you, Rusty, or on Oculus. Cool. Thank you, Stronghold. So which one of those you want? And I got you. And then next week's video is actually going to be on that what's it called? That golf game I'm talking about. So next week's video, I'm super pumped about. I hired. This is how much I'm taking YouTube serious now. Is I hired a professional photographer to take pictures of me looking stupid. So like, if you look on my Facebook or my YouTube picture, like my icon, I guess you see it's like I'm super YouTubey now. Like I have that kind of like YouTube face. And it's because I hired a professional photographer to take pictures of me that I can use in my thumbnails and stuff because I was getting tired of taking shitty pictures on my iPhone. Okay, Stronghold, I got you. And Stronghold, what's your Insta or your Twitter handle, just so I know? Golf. Stronghold. The golf game is pretty cool. If you like golf, you're gonna like it. Okay. Stronghold, are you tell me one of your handles just so I know it's you, and then I can. I just want to make sure it's you. Yeah, no, I'm serious about the YouTube face though. Everyone knows the YouTube face, and if you don't know, it's like this. Everyone is always like super surprised to be on YouTube. I don't. It's one of the things that I'm never comfortable doing. Yeah, I have Top Golf. It's pretty fun. My son likes it more than I do. Mini, putt golf is fun no matter. Like you can't go wrong with mini golf. Like nobody's gonna be like, oh, mini golf sucks. It's fun. I don't care who you are. You could be a big stick in the mud. Mini golf is fun. Um, yeah, YouTube face. Everyone's got YouTube face. If you don't know what YouTube face, follow. Actually, I don't recommend subscribing him to, but his name is BMF. He's like the Oculus YouTuber, and his videos are kind of obnoxious and annoying. It's always just like, man, every game is the best game ever, and you should buy every game. So silly, girl. Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, just if you got me a key from me, just message me and I'll hook you up. But yeah, everything is just like this is the best game ever, and you should buy it because Oculus is sending me free games, and this is how Oculus gets their name out there. Okay, I'm rambling now, folks. I had such a great time streaming with you today. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to definitely stream again. This was a lot of fun. I appreciated having all of you out here. And don't forget to get your workout in today. Bye, everybody. Road to 100K. We're going to get that. We're going to get it. 100K. Bye.